Hey, and welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show, where we are on our journey to 250,000 subscribers. So if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, and more importantly, share it with a friend. So, my friends, I want to show you some pro-Harris ads that have now been circulating. All right? And I want to start with one that's narrated by actually one of my all-time favorite actors. There's something about him that I really, truly like. And I'm talking about Sam Elliott. Interestingly enough, about Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott started his career the same year, 1966, that I was born. That's how long that this man has been, on the films, in the television, and so on. And I love all, especially, who doesn't love Roadhouse? Sam Elliott in Roadhouse. Anyway, let's play that clip.
I can't believe we're having this conversation again. So here we go. You know who the candidates are. You know what's at stake. One candidate promises a divided America filled with lies and hate. And one stands for change. Kamala Harris has more courage, more honor, more guts than this guy ever had. So you decide, are we really going back down that same fucking broken road, or are we moving forward towards hope? Towards freedom, towards change.
We know a strong middle class has always been critical to America's success.
There's promise that lies in change, and the time for change is now. So what the hell are you waiting for? Because if it's the woman thing, it's time to get over that. It's time for hope, for change. It's time to be a man and vote for a woman.
I don't know. There's something about that voice, but talk about, again, being such an impressive actor. I mean, since 1966, and who doesn't remember him in the miniseries, the Paramount Plus miniseries, 1883, which is the prequel to Yellowstone. There's something about his voice, but it's not just the voice. Did you hear the words and how he said, he is not acting this part. He is really telling you it is time to be a man and vote for a woman, because the man that you could be voting for is a clear and present danger to America's democracy, to our democratic republic. And the man is trying to tell it to you. I mean, guys like him and Robert De Niro and how many other celebrities, right, have come out, and Taylor Swift and, Alyssa Milano. I mean, how many other celebrities have come out and said to you, this man, Donald Trump, is not worthy of your vote? And then they also go on to talk about other people who Donald Trump is supporting, who are running on that same broken ideology, that same horrible thought process that women, for example, should not even have reproductive decision-making rights. And I want to show you one that was made, and thanks Lincoln Project for that incredible ad. I want to show you one about Mark Robinson. And you all know Mark Robinson, right? Guy who's running for governor of North Carolina. Play that clip.
And he's been an unbelievable Lieutenant Governor, Mark Robinson.
For me, there is no compromise on abortion.
I think you're better than Martin Luther King.
We could pass a bill saying you can't have an abortion in North Carolina for any reason.
The abortion in this country, it's about killing a child because you aren't responsible enough to keep your skirt down.
I've been with him a lot. I've gotten to know him, and he's outstanding.
Donald Trump and Mark Robinson. They're both wrong for North Carolina.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
They're not just wrong for North Carolina. They're not just wrong for a government position. They're wrong for humanity. When you start turning around and now you are dehumanizing women simply because they have a different reproductive decision ideology than you, who gives Mark Robinson the right within which to dictate how you live your life and what you choose? I don't know who appointed either of these two to be God's messenger. And Donald Trump talking about how Mark Robinson is Martin Luther King on steroids. For God's sakes, this guy looks like he ate Martin Luther King and his whole family. And I'm not trying to fat shame the guy. I despise him with every ounce of my being, and so should you. And you should also despise the gentleman, let me not even call him that, the asshole who is endorsing him, that thinks that he is a great man. He is not. All right. Then there's this other one that's focusing on what Harris calls the Trump tax. Let's play that clip.
What Donald Trump plans to do, what is in effect a national sales tax, a Trump tax on gas, on food, on clothing, on over-the-counter medication. And you know, economists have done the math. Donald Trump's plan would cost a typical family $3,900 a year. When I'm elected president, I will fight to bring down costs for working and middle-class Americans.
Again, he comes up with a concept. It is like all of his concepts. He could fix everything in 24 hours. There's nothing that Donald Trump does not know. In fact, if you ask him, he'll tell you he knows more about everything than everybody else. He knows more about the military than our generals. He knows more about science than our scientists. He knows more about drugs than pharmacologists. He knows more about everything than everyone. And I don't know where this came from. I truly don't. Is it osmosis from God? I mean, did somehow or another he found the burning bush and he was imparted with all of this knowledge? Maybe, just maybe in New Mexico, somehow or another he was picked up by a spaceship, and then maybe they just imparted all of this universal knowledge inside of this idiot's head. It's unbelievable considering he misses up words all day long. He has the worst vocabulary. He's the vocabulary of a fourth grader at best. And I'm sorry if I'm insulting any fourth graders that are watching this. It is enough. The tax tariff is a disaster. Not one, not two. Every economist agrees with that, including ones on his favorite shows, Fox and Friends or Fox News. They will all tell you a tariff is a nightmare. It is an isolationist principle, and this country does not produce enough of its own goods within which to sustain that. So he has no idea. And pharmacy, I mean, your drugs, it'll cost American families up to about $4,000 more a year. Bullshit. Listen, I know. For example, I suffer from cluster migraine headaches. I've been suffering with cluster migraine headaches since I was 5 years old. I have tried every medication on the planet. The only one that seems to work for me, thank God, Ubrelvy. It's $100 a pill. So if you don't get clearance by your neurologist, and of course the pharmacies, they don't do it because you can't get the pre-authorization codes and all that other nonsense, it's unaffordable. It's $3,000 a month. Just in Ubrelvy, just in migraine medication. Serious? That number is way off. Everything that Trump says, again, is populist. There is no plan whatsoever other than to say something like, I'm going to fix immigration and I can do it in 24 hours. I'm going to put an end to the Hamas and Israeli war. I'm going to put an end to Russia-Ukraine war. I'm going to fix world hunger. I'm going to balance our budget in 24 hours. Sure, Donald. Sure. Maybe you had 4 years to do it and you accomplished nothing. Shit, you accomplished nothing. But now, trust me again, so I can grift more off, not just this time, the United States of America and all of its citizens. This time it'll be against the whole world. Like the way Kushner pulled down billions of dollars from Saudi. Horrible. So lastly, I want to show you one last clip. It's a bit more hopeful, because we need a little hope with 41 days or so left. And it focuses on Harris's plan for America. And let's play that clip.
We will build what I call an opportunity economy. An economy where everyone can compete and have a real chance to succeed. Under my plan, more than 100 million Americans will get a tax cut. Donald Trump, he wants to impose a national sales tax and give billionaires massive tax cuts year after year. If you want to know who someone cares about, look who they fight for.
Right. You want to know who somebody is? See who they hang out with. Look at the people that are right now supporting Donald Trump, the billionaires, right? I could call them out by name. I'll probably do that on another episode because they deserve it. They're not in it for America. They're in it for their own pocket. They really see Donald Trump as like the next Vladimir Putin. And to be close to Putin, we all know it. To be close to Putin meant you became an oligarch. And these oligarchs were as rich as can be, building boats worth, $100 million. You're talking about they're bigger than cruise lines. And they don't have one, they have a multitude. One for them and their family, another for all of their guests. And they follow each other around the world. And yachts and boats and planes and trains and automobiles galore and houses and so on. Sure, while the American people suffer, as Donald will tell you, I can't buy my bacon, right? We can't buy our eggs. Milk is too expensive. Sure. Look at who has hope. Look at who's working for the American people, not the 1/10 of 100%, but for the American people. And it's why I will end this episode by saying there is no clearer choice come November 5th. And you must make sure that you're registered to vote and make sure that you vote Harris Walz 2024. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. We're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.